dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Macy Marie. Hazard City officials declared a water supply emergency this afternoon. They're asking everyone to conserve water any way they can. Crews worked near Memorial Gym in Hazard on one water line break, as you can see here, earlier today. Officials say breaks like that are one part of the problem, and increased use during these frigid nights, well, that's also leading to the shortage. Now officials are asking people to shut off faucets they left dripping and cut back in any way they can.
All throughout the city and the county, we had several meters that did freeze during the winter, the cold spell here the last few days, but those are the primary ones. We've had a few small breaks here in town.
Officials also say car washes using hazard water and laundry service facilities are closed during this time. As the temps warm up in the next couple days and pipes are not at risk of freezing, officials ask that you turn your faucets off at night. A string of burglaries left a small community in Laurel County on edge. Police arrested 3 people, but they expect to arrest even more. Investigators say they targeted everything from TVs to gaming systems. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds went to Rocky Mountain Lane where the crimes took place.
On January 26th, the Kaywood family came home from vacation to unwelcome surprise after finding their home broken into.
The homeowner came home, side door kicked in, and found numerous items throughout his house taken.
Items like TVs and game systems were stolen. And now they are trying to borrow those items for their autistic son, something that is leaving homeowner Stephanie Kaywood tore up.
I've been waking up at, midnight, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, till the sun comes up basically, and I know that I can see everything in the house again.
Police arrested Joanne McCone, Ernest Clay Hammonds II, and Clamus Tabor Thursday in connection to the burglary. Police say crimes in homes are some of the hardest to solve because of a lack of surveillance or witnesses. Gilbert Achardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office says one of the key things someone can do to deter burglars are making your home look lived in.
Turn on a light or two, put some lights on timers, and put some things inside your house on timers like televisions and radios. That way if somebody's listening to see if they can tell if anybody's home, they're going to hear a noise inside the house.
In Laurel County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Police say they do expect more arrests in the case and suspect drugs and selling the stolen property as motives. A 6-inch gap in a bridge along US 119 in Letcher County has people in the community worried the relatively new bridge is coming apart. Transportation officials say that is not the case. An expander between the bridges is what's cracking, not the bridge itself. The expander broke due to extreme heat in the summer and bitter cold we've experienced this winter. Officials say it is completely safe to drive across and will not do any damage to your vehicles. Dr. Aaron Thompson, the president of the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, discussed the importance of higher education at a listening tour in Clay County earlier today. Students, faculty, and staff picked Thompson's brain for ideas on how to do more for students to say yes to college. Though many in Clay County are seeking out a degree, he says making the area technology center more accessible to students and bringing in better equipment will benefit them. One very important question, how will the state and its students afford better education, allowing them to go?
When they had education, they had less of an opportunity in the downturn of the economy, they stayed employed. But you know what else? They do pay taxes also. And they're better civically engaged. So we've got to think about funding now is an opportunity for good investment for our future.
To find out how to connect with CPE and President Thompson, go to our website, WYMT.com, for more info. The Trump administration said today it's pulling out a nuclear arms control treaty that dates back to the Cold War. The U.S. has long accused the Russians of discarding it. Signed in 1987, the INF Treaty is the only arms control agreement to eliminate an entire class of weapons, ground-launched missiles with a range between 300 and 3,400 miles. The U.S. must now decide how to respond, which it could do by taking existing sea-launched cruise missiles and basing them on land. Virginia's Governor Virginia's Republican chairman today called for Governor Ralph Northam, a Democrat, to resign. That was after an old yearbook of Northam's turned up with a racist picture on his page. Just a short time ago, he apologized for it. Northam himself is one of the people pictured. As a politician, Northam has earned a reputation as a strong supporter of civil rights. But the chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia said in a statement today, racism has no place in Virginia. These pictures are wholly inappropriate. If Governor Northam appeared in blackface or dressed in a KKK robe, he should resign immediately. President Trump will give his State of the Union address on Tuesday. Another partial government shutdown could come in 2 weeks, and Americans are looking for clues on the president's next move. Face the Nation host Margaret Brennan interviewed President Trump at length on Friday. CBS's News' Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
President Trump is standing his ground on the border wall as another government shutdown looms.
It's getting built one way or the other. We are doing things right now. I mean, we're building it with funds that are on hand. We're negotiating very tough prices.
And in an interview Friday with Face the Nation's Margaret Brennan, Mr. Trump again blamed House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
She offered over $1 billion for border security. She doesn't want the wall.
She's costing the country hundreds of billions of dollars, because what's happening is when you have a porous border and when you have drugs pouring in and when you have people dying all over the country because of people like Nancy Pelosi who don't want to give proper border security for political reasons, she's doing a terrible disservice to our country.
The president has called border security negotiations in Congress a waste of time if wall funding is not included, and he again left open the possibility of declaring a national emergency.
I think there's a good chance that we'll have to do that, but we will at the same time be building, regardless, we're building wall, and we're building a lot of wall. But I could do it a lot faster the other way.
The president will spend the weekend at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida before returning to give his State of the Union address before Congress on Tuesday. Following weeks of political stalemate, he's expected to strike a tone of bipartisanship and optimism. Administration officials say he'll describe his vision for a safe and legal immigration system. He will also talk about protecting American workers and speak about rebuilding the nation's infrastructure, bolstering national security, and lowering health care costs. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
More of Margaret Brennan's interview with the president will air on Face the Nation Sunday and during CBS pregame Super Bowl coverage Sunday afternoon. And forget about the Super Bowl. There's another bowl game happening on Sunday. Kitten Bowl 6 airs on the Hallmark Channel. The event will feature kittens rescued from across the country, all of which will be vying for the national championship of feline football trophy. How cute. TV personality, author, and animal advocate Beth Stern returns as host for this year's event. This year's game marks a milestone of more than 25,000 shelter pet adoptions since the Kitten Bowl premiered in 2014.
And we saw cloud cover really taking over eastern Kentucky a little bit earlier today, but now we're starting to see most of those get out of here. We also saw that precipitation get out of here a little bit earlier today as well. So as we look at the skies, pinpoint Doppler showing a clean sweep. We're going to continue to see that as we head into the weekend, which is just a little bit of good news. Another bit of good news is that we're actually going to start to warm up as well. Technically, we are a little bit warmer than we were yesterday. We're seeing those low to mid 30s, a little bit colder up to the north in Ashland and Moorhead still, especially up in Ashland in the teens. But I promise warmer air is on the way. You can see it here, temperature change. We are 10 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday in Hazard and Jackson, 9 in Moorhead. You can see down into the Cumberland Valley a little bit earlier today. They were about 20 degrees warmer than they were for their daytime high yesterday. Now, as we go through tonight, we're going to be right around those low to mid 30s. Calm conditions and those clouds starting to clear as well, especially as we head into the rest of your Saturday. So looking into your future view, you can see by the time we get to Saturday morning, another chilly day into those upper 30s or those upper 20s, excuse me, to lower 30s. So overall, not too bad. Clouds getting out of here. Temperatures, though, warm up as those winds shift out of the south, bring in a little bit warmer air. I think most of us will be into the mid 50s for tomorrow. And then as we head into the rest of your Sunday, you could see Sunday morning another little bit chilly day, those mid 30s across across eastern Kentucky, but overall not looking too bad heading into the rest of your Sunday. By noon, we're already into those lower 50s. Check out daily rain chances, dry for your weekend. Good news, so get out and enjoy it before those rain chances return once again for your Monday, Tuesday, and for your Wednesday. You'll see here on the extended forecast, rain really returns for Monday and sticks around for the rest of the work week. Good news is those 60s come in on Sunday and stick around for the work week as well, so get out and enjoy this weekend while you can. Groundhog's Day is tomorrow, so we'll see if we have more spring or more winter on the way. Before this week, Macy, it looks like we'll see a little bit more spring in our forecast.
All right, thank you, Paige, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Coming up next, it's the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime. Marcus Browning will have all the highlights of big games as it was rivalry night here in the mountains. We'll be right back.